Hey everybody, welcome to Do You Believe on ParanormalZoneTV. I want to thank you all so much for being here tonight. I'm so excited, but the thing about it is this is the last week of October, my favorite month of the year, and this is our last Halloween season show. So for this year anyway. And for those of you who may be new to the show, if you would please subscribe, I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to give the show a like. Also, my guest tonight is Vanessa Hogel. She is a remote viewer, automatic drawer, and she is an author. So let's bring on Vanessa. Hold on for a second. Hey Vanessa, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Now Vanessa, before we start, would you please tell the viewers a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Vanessa. I'm a mom, a dental assistant, a remote viewer, automatic drawer, ghost talker tour. I work with teams all over the world, most recently in England, and then that was MP Paranormal, and then my buddies, BPI, Beyond Perception Investigators in Virginia. Those are the last two main investigations that I did. And jewelry designer, entrepreneur, stuff. And I do tarot, I'm ordained, a whole big slew of things. That's me.
Awesome. And
I can marry you too.
Now tonight is another one of our shows and our episode. I believe this is number 3 of Unsolved Mysteries. And I want to make an announcement that Vanessa and I will be airing twice a month more episodes of this series, Unsolved Mysteries, and we'll be airing this show on Mondays. So 2 Mondays every month we'll be adding to this series, and I hope you'll enjoy that. All right, so tonight, now Vanessa, this is a case that there's no information, hardly any information. And I don't believe anybody has even aired this on YouTube on the Unsolved Mysteries. But this is a case on October 31st, 1987, Shannon Olen, 15 years old. She disappeared from southeast Wichita area after she had decided to venture out with friends on Hallows Eve. Within hours, Shannon's nude body was found floating in a pond by 2 fishermen, her hands bound behind her back with her bra and stabbed over 40 times. It's surmised that her body had been dumped there and after possibly abducted sometime earlier, despite a rash of crank letters blaming the BTK for the crime. No evidence of a link ever surfaced. Now, at that time, the BTK murderer, Dennis Radar, was very active in the area. Well, can you tell us who you think it might be or what happened to her?
Okay, here's the funny thing, and for all the viewers out there, part of my interesting life. Okay, this actually, I don't want to sit here and claim that this is psychic, because it isn't. I'm going to tell you right now who did that, and it was Dennis Rader, and I will tell you why. I lived in Wichita at that time. Okay, Dennis Rader worked for the Game Commission, I think, is what it was. Dennis Rader actually came to my father's house, so this is a familial connection between the two. What made them believe that he was not
Oh, I didn't know you lived in Wichita.
Yeah.
Really? So then, do you know how was he able to capture her?
Very, it's weird to describe a serial killer as meek, but he was very unassuming, very meek. He was very, you were not afraid of him. Nothing about that man, the way he looked, the way he acted, any of that led anyone to believe that he was capable of doing the things that he did. And so it would not be a stretch for, let's say, especially if he was in uniform, which he was, by the way, when this happened. It wouldn't be a stretch for him to say, if she was separated, you know, there's this in the area, it's nighttime, please be careful, and basically lure her away, or I know a safe place, or this is, you know, whatever the verbiage was that was used. It would not be a stretch, and it'd be very easy to do. He was such a wuss. I'm going to be honest with you. The man was such a wuss, really, in face-to-face contact, that the raccoon that my dad had in his window well, this Dennis Rader was actually called out to get that out of the window well, and couldn't do it. He was too afraid.
I
the
know.
guy who binds, tortures, and kills women is too afraid to take on a raccoon.
Vanessa,
I don't know what to say.
when I was asking you that question, I had you on full screen and I forgot to put the mic into that shot. So what I want you to do is repeat. I want you to repeat about. I'm sorry. I'll cut all this out. I can edit it, but I want you to repeat what happened to her.
Okay. She was lured away. It was nighttime. It was easy. He was not somebody that you would fear by looking at him. And she was lured away. And it's, he, even somebody like myself who might have some, you know, problems trusting people, to take a look at him, you wouldn't fear him. You wouldn't have any problem with him. He was just that kind of person that honestly, he looked like I could beat him up. You know, and I'm tough.
So
still,
then so tell the viewers again that you lived in the Wichita area, and you're saying that it was the BTK killer. Now, did he know her or know the family at all?
There was another victim that was very close to that same location. And see, he could go for long stretches of time without doing anything. He could. He could go for stretches of time without killing, which was, you know, what makes him rather odd. But, or at least killing that anybody found out about. But there was another woman that was close to that area. So it was not an area that was unknown to him, nor were the people in it. You're talking about somebody that can drive around in their work vehicle and scope out anybody they want. So if he takes a liking to somebody, all he has to do is wait. And that's kind of what he did.
I know he was the strangler and a serial killer in Wichita. Was his MO, part of his MO, was it raping women?
Yes.
Okay.
He would bind, torture, and kill.
So now, according to what the police said, that there was no evidence to link him to this particular case, but his MO points to the BTK.
The thing is, with the way that he did things, he almost always kept some type of memento. That was, he liked that. It was something that he could go back and relive it on. But he didn't do that in this case, at least not anything that they found. But, you know, a memento doesn't have to be something off of a person. It can be a place. It can be a place that he revisits. You know, and you don't have to have anything off the body in order to be able to do that. He can actually go back to the location where he put the body and relive the entire situation.
Okay.
That's gross, I know. Sorry.
No, I mean, I'm really, now so she decided to venture out with friends, but he only got her. What happened to,
she was separated from the friends.
She was?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And
like I said, he wasn't a good looking man, wasn't smooth, but he was an authority figure, and he seemed kind, and there was no reason for anybody not to trust him. So I mean, it leads me back to think. Remember one of the cases that we worked where it was the little kids that were taken by the lifeguard?
Yes.
Guy that I drew. That type of, not good looking like that guy, but that type of vibe. You know, you just could not trust him.
Well, he's kind of, I don't think he's good looking. He's kind of strange looking.
The lifeguard.
Oh, the lifeguard, yeah.
Was. So it's just that vibe. It's just that vibe that, you know, I mean, we're told so often that, you know, the things that we should be in fear of are horrible looking with scars and ugly features, and they're big and nasty. And when in many cases, there's somebody that looks just like you and me or Joe Blow down the street who ain't half bad, you know? I mean, it's we expect the monsters to be awful. And it's 9 times out of 10, it's only their actions that are.
Mm-hmm.
They look like, you know, regular everyday people.
Yeah.
They get away with it a lot. There's more of this out there than people really realize. Just because it's not on TV doesn't mean it isn't happening in your neighborhood, mm-hmm. In your town, in your city, in your state. It is constant. That if they put every missing person or every murder right there for the entire world to see, that's all we would watch. That's mm-hmm. all we would ever see. It just happens too much. And so many of them go unsolved. Or they, you know, the person is left with nothing on their body, no way to identify. There's so many ways to get rid of a body, it's not even funny. And it's honestly so easy. We could do it. You know, I mean, I don't want to, not yet.
Well,
but I mean, we could do it.
Yeah, and they didn't go into detail on this. This is all that's really written up about her. And obviously she was reported missing and was identified by the parents. But none of that, it's just very minimal information on this poor little girl, the Shannon Olen.
There was very minimal information to give. She was not a teenager that was prone to any type of rebellious activity, not like that. Not somebody who would run away, not someone who would go off with somebody that she considered dangerous. None of those things. This was like she was what you call a low risk, a high risk victim, mm-hmm. a very high risk victim for somebody that's wanting to go after her. So in other words, for it to be somebody who is successful in doing that, they would have to have certain qualities. And he had every one of those qualities. He was an authority figure. He was not, he did not put off a scary vibe. He was rather meek. He was not a threat. He was not a perceived threat. So it was like the trifecta of, you know, getting something that you have no idea what you're getting into. Mm-hmm. And simply by listening to him and listening to him coerce her on. Mm-hmm. It's not good.
All right, so let's go on to our next case. This is Halloween, October 31st, 2002, Chris Jenkins, age 21. Chris Jenkins was a 21-year-old student from the University of Minnesota who visited a downtown Minneapolis bar on Halloween night on 2002. After leaving the bar around midnight, Chris vanished without a trace. 4 months later, Chris's body was found on the east side of the Mississippi River, floating on his back with his arms in front. Since Chris was still wearing his Halloween costume, all indications were that he died shortly after he disappeared.
Were they crossed?
Yes, they were crossed. Chris was heavily intoxicated that night, and since his cause of death was determined to be a drowning, the authorities initially believed that it was an accident or suicide. His parents refused to believe this and pressed for more thorough investigation. Finally, in 2006, Chris was reclassified as a homicide. While the authorities have withheld specific details, whoops, hold on for a minute. All right, hold on. While the authorities withheld specific details, they claimed that an incarcerated suspect told them he was present when Chris was murdered and thrown off the bridge into the river. Even though the police believe this man's story to be credible, no charges have ever been filed. However, one possible theory is that Chris Jenkins could have been a victim of the mysterious smiley face murders. During this time, approximately 40 male college students in the United States were victims in a bizarre series of drowning deaths. In some of these cases explained, smiley face graffiti was found near the body of water where the victim was drowned. This had led some to theorize these deaths are connected and that the victims were drugged before being thrown into a body of water to make their murder look like an accidental drowning. While no smiley face graffiti was ever found in connection to Chris Jenkins' death, the investigators cannot overlook its similarities to many other unsolved cases. Now, I have more to tell you. So, the mother, oh gosh, I didn't get the name of her book. Darn it. The mother, she wrote a book. I found on this blog that she had responded to a blog where they were talking about her son's death. And on Friday, June 24th of 2016, she wrote, and her name is Jenkins. She said, "I am Chris Jenkins' mother. For all who speculate about how intoxicated he was, please read my book, Footprints of Courage, and you will read about forensic evidence that points to a very different reality. The bar has been gone for years that he got drunk at. Families have no rights other than media. We appeared countless times on national and local media to stand up for our son, and now well over 300 young men who have met death in a similar way. Some consider it to be the largest mass murder in U.S. history. For our family and dozens of close friends, this is upfront and personal. The book, Footprints of Courage, is a 100% fact-based book. Stick together, stay alive." All right, so what can you tell us?
It was not a connection to the smiley face murders.
Okay.
That was not the same river water that was found in his lungs. He might have drowned, but it wasn't from that water. What I am seeing where he was at is there was a group of men who were around when he was outside of wherever it was that he was drinking. There is another area really close to there that would be a more alternative lifestyle. Okay, another establishment. It's because it's got this like techno vibe to it. Is what I'm hearing. This group of men thought that's where he came from, and they did not like that, and they killed him for it. And he could not defend himself against this many people.
Mm. Really?
They believed that he came from a gay bar. I'm just going to say it.
Oh.
And this was not a group of men that cared for that.
Why? All right. Was his body placed in the water with his hands crossed?
Not over the bridge.
Well, he obviously, if they had thrown him over the bridge, his body he most likely would have been face down.
Yeah, he was placed.
So they killed him elsewhere and then placed him in the water.
Nothing was taken off of him either, was it?
No.
Everything on his person.
Right, his shoes, everything were there.
Still on?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
He was placed. Because that's how I'm seeing him, is like this.
Yes. How many were involved in his murder?
7.
Did they know him?
No.
So
they thought he was coming from another place, and they did not care for those types of people.
Wow.
And I'm not being rude, y'all. I love gay people. Okay, I do. Some of my best friends are. Matter of fact, those are the ones I want to marry when I go back to England, if the English government will let me. But this particular group of men did not care for that. This is what I'm being told. Whether I'm right or not remains to be seen. But this is what I'm being told. It also feels like at one point in time his clothes were removed and put back on. And that bothers me because I don't want to say why.
They did something to his body while he was alive?
I could be wrong about that, but that's what it feels like to me.
While he was alive or after they killed him?
Before his death. Assuming that he liked certain things.
Oh, were they raping him?
Not with their own equipment. Forcible with objects.
Yeah, I didn't read anything about that at all. I mean, they found...
This is what I'm being told.
Okay.
I'm actually praying I'm wrong. Because I can't imagine how horrific that would have been.
Will they ever find the killers?
No. And it's not their first rodeo. They've done it before. Not all at once. This was the first time that I can see the group acting as a group. But individuals and in smaller groups from this one main group have done this before. And honestly, if they can go back and go through old cases of different people who were talked to when it came to hate crimes against homosexuals, they'll start to find a lead. And he wasn't a homosexual, but he was in an area, what I'm seeing, where it's like a nightclub, and they believed he was coming from there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like good area, bad area, line right here. You know what I mean? And it's over in like the shady part, not quite bad, not quite good area, kind of like right on the outskirts.
All right, so they copied the smiley face murderer. I don't think they ever caught the smiley face murderer.
There's no smiley face around him. He's not showing me any smiley face.
But they copied that smiley face murder they would think that's who it was.
I don't think so. I honestly think that was luck.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it was luck.
So they didn't. But why would they put his hands across his body? Why didn't they just put him in face down? There must have been a reason. He wasn't
actually in that water, as long as people want to believe. That was fairly recent, from the time he was found to the time he was put in the water.
Was there a reason, though, for them to place him that way in the water instead of just throwing him in?
Some slight remorse, because they found out that he was not what they thought he was.
After they killed him?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. All right. Do you want to go on to the next case?
Sure. Oh, and it was all white men. Just so they know.
Okay.
The whole group.
And I think do you know their age groups?
Between 22 and 27.
Okay.
Kind of like the, I want to call them jocks, but not, like hood jocks, the bad boys of the jock department is the best way I can describe them. Not like your average football team jock. but athletic. Your typical all-American boy with a bad side. And way too drunk for their own good.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next case.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
I'm sorry. Well, wait till our show that we do on Monday nights. It's going to be worse than this.
Oh, shit. Remember when I told you? Real quick.
All right.
Everybody who's looking, if y'all see anything behind me, please let me know. Because this is my new place. Yay. My happy place. I'm not alone. I have a person who lives here with me, apparently. And I would love to know what y'all see, and I'm not going to tell you what is here. So it would be very interesting to see if you see anything. So don't just look at this ugly mug. Look back here. Okay?
Oh, and
back
another
here.
thing is, there it looks like smoke in her house, but it's not. That is not smoke you're seeing. It's
Only when I smoke.
yeah, but
all this back here, no.
and it's also on the side of you as well, and it's not smoke. We can't figure out what it is.
This person never goes far. So
Well, hopefully, well maybe
been
we'll
seen by two other people in my house.
maybe we'll catch it on camera tonight.
That's great.
All right, let's go on to the next case. This was October 31st, 1986. His name was Haim Weiss. Okay, hold on. Weiss was a 16-year-old rabbinical student at Torah High School, a Jewish Orthodox yeshiva.
How old?
He was 16. He was in high school. He lived in a dormitory on East Beach Street in Long Beach, New York. In 1986, on a chilly morning after Halloween, his body was found in his dorm room. This is hard to do when I'm... Haim failed to appear at Sabbath morning prayers. Administrators went to check on him. What they found left them shaking. Haim Weiss was bludgeoned to death with a hatchet-like weapon to his skull. The weapon was never found. There were some odd things about the discovery of the body. It was placed on the floor, a window was opened, and a memorial candle was in the room. There are all Jewish traditional rituals. Haim did not have a roommate. There was no sign of a struggle, nor was anything missing from the room. There was initially two suspects. One was a mentally ill man, and the other was a janitor at the school. Both were ruled out fairly quickly. Initially, the rabbi would not cooperate with the police investigators. They would not speak to police until the end of the Jewish Sabbath, which didn't end for 10 hours after the discovery of the body. The theory is that the brutal murder was carried out by a faculty member or another student. In 2012, the case was reopened. 100 former students were interviewed. All claimed to know nothing and each asked for a lawyer. 40 students took polygraphs, but no suspects or motives were found. The case is still open, and there is a $25,000 reward for his for the capture of the person who perpetrated this. What are you picking up?
Rabbi.
What?
Sorry.
Nothing?
No, it's the rabbi.
The what? The rabbi? The rabbi that wouldn't cooperate with the police?
There are things that were going on there that were going to be disclosed. And that is the only way that you cannot disclose them, is to make sure that the person who was going to talk doesn't. Nobody else is going to talk either.
Well, why would the rabbi do the Jewish ritual when that would be a giveaway?
It's ingrained. Getting rid of somebody who is going to out somebody else. And I'm not even saying it was the rabbi who he was outing, okay? But getting rid of somebody who is going to out somebody else for wrongdoing is one thing. Going against your faith is a whole other situation. And that is not something that would have been looked at lightly. People have killed in the name of faith since the beginning of faith. That's not a surprise, especially if they think they're protecting something. But to not continue to practice your faith, that's unforgivable. Not so much, but not practicing your faith and not doing what you know is right, as far as your faith goes, that's unforgivable.
Why was he singled out?
Because he was the one who was going to talk.
He knew a secret?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what that secret might have been?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us? Please? Please? Come on, tell us. What did he know that somebody would kill him for?
There are things that shouldn't go on in a school between adults and children.
Oh.
And no one is going to talk.
Was this also happening to him?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's...
And they're not going to, unless somebody grows a pair and speaks up, they're not going to solve this.
So this must have been an all-boys school.
That's all I'm seeing is boys.
Yeah, must have been an all-boys school. Well,
yeah.
Wow.
It's disturbing to say the least. But he was going to speak out. And this is what it got him. But he's not sorry he was going to speak out. He's not sorry at all.
Oh.
I know this sounds really bizarre, but it's not. He doesn't even hold a grudge for the act. It's weird. It's almost like he actually understands the act, because it was in the killer's eyes, it was a protection of the faith, because the killer can separate himself from the acts that were going on and the faith that he holds. It's very disturbing. To you or I, or to anyone who's watching, it's very disturbing to think of that, but it's very compartmentalized. And so it's not a stretch for them to be able to do that. To say, okay, well, this happened because of this, and because I did this, everybody else can continue practicing their faith and be in this place where they're accepted and they learn what we want them to learn, and they act the way we want them to act, and they do the things we want them to do, and they become nice, productive members of society in their culture. So the individual who did this to this boy, in his mind, as stunted as it is, he believed that he was doing something for the greater good, because to bring shame upon them there would bring shame upon the community. Now, I'm not asking we agree or even understand that. I'm just saying what I'm being told.
Now, well, the murder's never been solved.
Well,
does the young man want it to be solved?
Not necessarily. Because, again, you're talking about faith. And as bad as some things can be, it would bring a lot of shame. Especially now, considering the fact that it's been this long. It would bring a lot of shame and a lot of negative attention to something that everybody in that community holds priceless. So not necessarily. He doesn't necessarily want. There's no revenge. There's no revenge seeking. I don't even sense ill will, which tells you how strong that faith is. Now, to make this a little bit understandable, because I'm sure, you know, I can't say I'm sure. I don't know how many of this particular religion there are watching us right now, but put it in a Catholic viewpoint, and the amount that has been, you know, covered up. Let's just be honest. I was born, baptized, and partially raised Catholic, so I mean I understand about all that. But you know, priests being sent from one church to another when allegations pop up to try to move things along so that more shame isn't brought upon.
Well, these type of things aren't just one religion that this happens to. No, not at all. This spans. I mean, it can happen in any religion. You know, Vanessa, this happened in 1986. Mm-hmm. I wonder if any time from that time on until now, if any of them were exposed.
It could be. I'm not sensing that they were. And this is the sad part. And this isn't the psychic talk. And this is somebody who knows a little bit about law. The sad thing about it is that if what was going on then is still going on now, or isn't still going on now. Let's say that for whatever reason the person who was doing it stopped, or is no longer there, and that isn't going on now. Unless, and in most states, I'm not certain about where this one is, but in most states...
It was in New York.
It's, okay, their statute of limitations has already run out, to be able, except for the murder. But on any type of child abuse, statute of limitations has already run out if it stopped, you know, any time in the past. More than likely that statute of limitations has already run out. The only time it would be that a child molestation or abuse case like that can have any standing in the legal realm is if there is a continuing cover-up. Payoff, which doesn't necessarily have to be financial. It could be, you know, scholarships. It could be cars. It could be anything, you know, any type of gift or promotion or acceleration in the field that could be considered bribe. So then that could be considered a continuation of a crime. Murder, there's no statute of limitations on anywhere in the country, so that wouldn't matter. But the other stuff would. So let's say that all of this stopped because whomever was perpetrating this act is no longer living for whatever reason. Aside from the murder, everything that happened there is legally irrelevant. I'm going to chew on that for a while. How sad is that? You could have 100 kids molested, and if no one speaks out until 5 years after it all stops, and 5 years after it all stops, they can tell, every single one of them can tell you exactly who it was, exactly what they did, give you unbelievable detailed accounts of what happened. Unless there was a continuing case to cover it up, statute of limitations has run out. That person's going to get off.
I just want to say one thing to the all the viewers in chat. Let's all please welcome Jimmy C. back to the show. Welcome back, Jimmy. We've missed you.
I have been hearing about him on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Jimmy. Now, we love our Jimmy, and my husband is a Jimmy, and my son is a Jimmy, and my father-in-law was a Jim. We're all Jims. You know, I wanted to ask you. Oh gosh, what did I want to ask you? Oh God, I had a question for you. I completely forgot what I want to ask you. Oh. Now, you're also a remote drawer. Are you getting any images at all on any of these cases that we've discussed so far?
I haven't been drawing. See, it's blank because we've been talking.
Shame on you.
When we were talking about, is it Haim? Because he's not telling me his name. When we were talking about him, I would be very interested to know where the first blow was, because it's felt back here.
Oh God, I have to get my papers. I forgot how he was killed.
Because the way that I'm seeing him.
Oh yeah, Haim, you're right. He was bludgeoned with a type of an axe.
But and by the way, that axe is still on the property. It's buried. That's where I felt the first blow, right back here. So y'all can see my roots too. I'm sorry, I need to do my hair.
When the perpetrator came in, did he surprise him?
He was asleep.
He was asleep. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Anything else on that case?
He never saw it coming. So, which is a blessing. But he never saw it coming. And it wasn't done. Here's the thing, and this is what I want everybody to know. It wasn't done with happiness. There was no joy in doing this. There wasn't even any, there wasn't any comfort in doing this. It was simply to stop what this person thought would be a blight on their community. And it really is that simple. As disturbing and unsettling as that is. If anybody else out there, y'all, this ain't the Vanessa show. So if anybody else out there is getting anything while I'm talking, feel free to buzz on in. You know, let Maureen know. It's not going to hurt my feelings.
Yes, if there's any other psychics or anybody picking up anything as we're talking about these cases, please type in the chat room. All right, let's go into the next case. And again, thanks to everyone for being here tonight. All right, let's go on to the next case. Let's see. All right, this one. All right. This one, October 31st, 1955. Stephen Craig Damon. Stephen was last seen at a supermarket in East Meadow, Long Island, New York, on October 31st, 1955. The establishment was a block and a half from his home. He had gone there with his mother and a 7-month-old sister. The Stephen's mother left him and the sister, who was in a baby carriage, outside the supermarket for about 10 minutes while she shopped for bread. When she came out, both children were gone. This is a picture of Stephen. Stephen's sister was recovered still inside the carriage a few blocks away, but Stephen was never heard from again. In November 1955, a student at Queens College in New York City wrote 3 letters demanding money from Stephen's parents in exchange for the toddler's safe return. Each letter asked for a larger amount. The first was $3,000, then $10,000, then $14,000. Stephen's parents attempted to comply, but the student turned out to be an opportunist who had nothing to do with Stephen's presumed abduction. It was suggested that Stephen might be the boy in the box. No, or an American unknown child, and I'm also showing them the picture of the boy in the box. We did a show on that, and Stephen. There's really, I think because of their age, they might look similar, but they're really not if you look at the eyes and the eyebrows.
I can't hate on them for trying to at least attempt to put the two together.
Yeah.
That's an attempt. That's an effort to solve 2 cases. So I can't down any law enforcement for wanting to try to do that. So more power to them. Unfortunately, that was not the case.
Right. Let's see. The child in the box, he was the small child who was found inside a cardboard box on the side of the road in Philadelphia. And like I said, we did do a show. That was one of our cases. They both were blonde and blue-eyed and both had the same scars, but the unidentified boy did not have a healed arm fracture as Stephen had. On Stephen's fingerprints taken when he was a baby did not match the Philadelphia child. In 2003, the police compared the unidentified boy's DNA with DNA from Stephen's sister to make sure and conclusively prove that Stephen was not the boy in the box. The child remains unidentified in spite of a major investigation effort that continues today. Stephen is originally from Iowa. His father was in the Air Force in 1955, and the family was stationed in Long Island. His father left the Air Force a few months after Stephen's abduction, and the family returned to Iowa. His parents divorced in 1957, and both of them remarried. Hold on. His father still lives in Iowa and had 2 sons by his second marriage. His mother now lives in Missouri. The case received additional media attention in 2009 when a Michigan man claimed he was Stephen, but the DNA test ruled out this possibility. There is very little evidence available to indicate Stephen's fate, and his case remains unsolved. So what can you tell us?
I can only see your picture right here, so
right, hold on.
Something I need to see if this is him.
Can you see? Are you able to pull
It's just
up?
a still shot of you.
Okay.
It's the one with the red background, and you're in that black top, big old white mic right there. Okay, give me a second, 'cause I'm almost done.
All right.
This won't be on my phone, so you should be able to see it, not like my jewelry.
Actually, I'll pull you full screen so you can show everybody. Wonder if I can show. If I'm afraid to mess with this because my program might dump me if I put this up. All right, I've got you full screen so you can hold it up.
Okay. Oh, by the way, y'all, I suck at hair, so just be aware. So do you have a picture of the little boy right there?
Well, I do. I have several pictures of him. I can show. I'll show them right now. That picture.
Oh, yeah, because I don't need to see it. I just need to know if you can tell me if this is him.
Okay. I wish. All right, hold on. Let me see. Okay, hold on for a minute. I'm going to see if I can put you together without being shut down. All right, hold on. Hold on. I'm going to try and put it in the same image. Hold on. All right, hold on. All right, I'm going to show it to him right now. All right, hold on. All right, so, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty close. Hair's almost the same. Nose is the same. Lips are, yeah, that's pretty good. Wow. What do you guys think? Look at that. Yeah, the little boy was 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome.
Oh, thank you. Because I can't wait to see what he looks like. It's weird because when I hold it up, he looks older and thinner than he does on the paper in front of me. Because he's got that little chubby, but here's the thing. This is what's really strange about it is he doesn't, the way that I'm seeing him, and he's not deceased.
What?
Yeah.
He's
not
still
deceased.
He's still alive?
At least that's I'm seeing him as a boy, but I'm just seeing him as a boy. He's not coming to me as a boy. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Well, now, okay. So if he's still alive, you can still pick up on his vibes.
Oh yeah. Not all the time, but yeah, it happens quite often. how I do tarot readings. You know, I mean, people put their energy on cards when they're right in front of me shuffling, and that's what I'm doing.
Well, you know what? The case is still open, and there's a phone number. You can call them and tell them he's still alive.
You ready for the shocker?
What?
It was planned.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have to tell you something. I saw an interview on YouTube, and I forgot I was going to talk about this. But they interviewed a neighbor, and I even forgot the woman's name. She was interviewed, and she said that the mother was really mean to Stephen, and she used to beat him. And he was he was an unhappy child. Did somebody take him?
Show himself as happy.
No.
That's what I was trying to say, is that's the way I see him. It's, I mean, I have a 13-year-old son. I mean, he don't want to take pictures now, but when he was this age, I couldn't get that boy to quit grinning in pictures. I mean, just big old cheesy grin. This little boy does not, his eyes are well older than his years. So, as sad as it is that he was taken and that it appears that nobody knows what happened to him, he actually got a better life.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, he got a better life. So this is, whereas what we talked about with the boy in the box, and remember how he came about that particular situation, Stevens is the exact opposite. Where boy in the box ended up being in a horrific situation, this little boy actually, this was a blessing. This was a blessing. You know, mom did not want him.
No. And Donna Gordon said she believes that the father was involved.
He didn't know as much as he thought.
No, the father didn't know that really what was going on.
He knew some, and he had his suspicions, and he knew how the mother treated Stephen.
I think the father was in
as much as he thought.
Yeah, I think the father was in the service. Yeah,
this was actually a benefit to this little boy.
Oh, so, well, that's what they kind of thought, that maybe somebody took him so he could have a better life. Yeah, I don't know. Why was she mean to him?
She didn't like him.
Oh.
She had postpartum depression.
Oh.
And she never got over it. So her angst and problems that she had, she associated not with the pregnancy, but with the result of the pregnancy, which was him.
Oh,
that's sad.
Yeah.
You know. But you also have to look at it back in that day and age, they didn't have the treatment like they do now. I am not, by any stretch of the imagination, condoning any type of negative behavior towards your child, regardless. But we are more knowledgeable now of what happens to women when they have children. You know, and I've had friends. Luckily, I was not one of them. I think because I had 6 miscarriages before I had my son, that I could have been the most depressed person in the world, but I was really fucking happy because I finally got my boy. I had him, you know, my little miracle baby. But I have had friends who have had serious postpartum depression. And it's debilitating. It's really bad. And back then, it wasn't anything, I mean, it was just, you know, she's a bad mother. You know, or whatever. There was no, she needs help. And just because you have postpartum with one child doesn't mean you have it with the next. That's the kicker. You can, and your odds are greater, but it doesn't mean that you do. And in all honesty, she was just one of those people that bonded more with a female child.
Yeah, they had a daughter. Yeah.
But it was good for him.
Oh, I'm happy.
Me too. It's nice to have a happy one.
Oh, poor little kid. I would take him. Of course, he's in his 60s now. Oh, well, that's really good to know. All right. Okay, yeah. All right. So that was the only thing that was said from the chatters, that they believe that the father was involved. All right, let's go on to the next case. All right, let me find my next case. Okay, now this one. All right, this was October 31st in 1977. The murder of Nema Louise Carter. She was 9 months old. On Halloween night in 1977, the parents of a 19-month-old Nema Louise Carter placed their child inside her crib at their Lawton, Oklahoma home. The next morning, Nema's parents were shocked to discover that she was missing. Since the windows in Nema's bedroom were locked, it's theorized that her abductor had been hiding in the closet and sneaked the child out of the house while her parents were sleeping. A month later, a group of kids were playing in an abandoned house 4 blocks away from the Carter home. When they opened up the house's refrigerator, they received a horrifying shock when the decomposed body of an infant came tumbling out. The child was identified as Nema Louise Carter, who died of suffocation. A similar crime occurred in Lawton in April 1976 when three-year-old twin sisters Mary and Tina Carpenter were lured out of their home by a young woman forcibly confined inside a refrigerator at another abandoned house. When the sisters were found 2 days later, Mary had suffocated, but Tina managed to survive. Tina identified her abductor as a local teenage babysitter named Jacqueline Rubidoux. However, the child's age made her testimony unreliable, and there wasn't enough corroborating evidence to file charges at that time. Jacqueline Rubidoux eventually became a babysitter for Nema Louise Carter. She was an obvious suspect after Nema's murder, but no evidence implicated her. Years later, Rubidoux was charged with Mary Carpenter's murder, given a life sentence. She died in prison of liver cancer in 2005, but never admitted to unsolved murder of Nema Louise Carter. So what can you tell us?
It wasn't her.
It wasn't?
No, it was a boy.
Oh
it was a boy. It was a teenage boy.
All right. Okay. How did they get her?
I don't think. Did they say Jacqueline?
Yes.
Because I'm putting the name Jackie.
Same thing.
No.
No? Jacqueline is also short for long for Jackie.
But this is a boy.
Jackie. Okay, the last name is Rubidoux. Are you picking up another last name?
Begins with a B. It's like burnt or burn. Burn. Bernett.
I gotta write this down. Oh my God.
Hold
on. Can you draw a picture? Jack Bernett.
Y'all give me a minute.
Okay. Bridget Harrison, she wants me to ask you about the Oh, do you know Bridget? She wants to know about the grandfather.
This little girl?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Donna Gordon says, I think he knew the babysitter and through her knew the baby. Don't believe that. Jen, I don't think Nema had a sister. They only talk about the one daughter. Starry, a confusing story? In what way, Starry? Oh, Bridget said hi.
Hi. Hi, Donna.
Okay, Donna's saying that she's getting her, that she sees, I'm getting he saw her at the park.
Okay, I'm going to need Donna to look at this. This is weird because I'm not seeing him as a little boy.
Susie, the babysitter committed another crime. She had placed twin sisters in a refrigerator, and the other twin sisters survived, and that's how the babysitter got convicted of murder. It wasn't for Nema, it was for another child. That's the killer?
Yeah, now.
How old is he now?
I see him at being about 15, maybe 16. Then.
And you're getting a Jack or a Jackie Bernett?
Mm-hmm. Jack
Bernett.
Mm-hmm.
And what was his reasoning? Why did he do it?
Because he could. I would bet you dollars to donuts he's a sex offender now.
How did he get her out of the house? The windows were locked.
They weren't locked when he got there. They were locked when he left.
Well, how did they get locked when he left?
Because he walked out the front door with her.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he got in through the window and then locked it behind him and walked out the front door.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not meaning to be blasé about it, but it is. He was actually involved in the other two, too.
Okay. Then this Jackie...
This Jacqueline did not do Nema.
All right, but was he a boyfriend of hers at the time?
More like somebody that she was trying to impress or trying to be a part of. Trying to get with. Not necessarily somebody that she was with.
So
but he was a boy that was around.
All right, Donna Gorton is saying, yes, he is a sex offender. He knew the sitter and wanted her, but lost control once he had her.
Mm-hmm. It's sad, but this is him.
That's amazing.
Don't ask me why he's got big hair, but he does.
Is he still in the area?
I don't think so. But I don't think he's been gone long. I feel that he hung around that area for quite some time. Because why should he worry? Yeah, somebody else, the spotlight was on them. He didn't have any concerns. No one would have suspected him. They suspected her. And this Jacqueline person is not somebody who would have given up somebody to the police that she was trying to impress. Not at all. She was very much a follower. Or somebody that wanted to be noticed.
Oh, River wants to know, was she killed before... Oh, no, River, she died of suffocation, so that makes sense. That he dumped... Why would he put her in a refrigerator?
Because you can't take a screaming baby around when you're a 15, 16-year-old boy.
And it was an abandoned house.
Mm-hmm. So she was put in there basically because it would be quiet.
Man. Do you feel that he might be incarcerated right now? Or is he...
It's a very real possibility. And if he isn't, he should be. On other counts. Because he gives me the heebie-jeebies. Not a good individual. Has an affinity for kids.
Well, and what we can do also is we can also search for a Jack Bernett.
I would love it if someone would.
Yeah,
Tell me if it looks like this.
Yeah, if anybody wants to Google to see if you can find out about a Jack Bernett, let us know before the show's over. If not, let us know after. All right. That's interesting. That's really sick and sad. All right.
Way too common.
There's so much that goes on that we don't know about.
We couldn't sleep at night if we knew everything.
So many disgusting things that go on in this world. All right, let's go on to the next case. The next one is, okay, this one is interesting. This one is...
Because the rest of them are...
Well, no, but I mean, this is strange. This is a kind of a strange one.
I had to tickle you there.
I'm sorry. Okay, it's okay. October 31st, 1988, David Stone, he was age 29. All right, now I got this information from the newspaper Prescott Courier, Tuesday, April 14th of 1992. They had done it. They released an article on this David Stone, and I wanted to use this newspaper article because there are other articles on not from the newspaper but other postings, on the website about David Stone. And this was a little bit different from what I had seen from what other people have been writing. And I just thought maybe the newspaper might be more accurate. That's why I took this. All right, the disappearance of David Stone. Larry Rivers was driving on a dirt road in the desert when he encountered a man walking. Rivers asked out the window of his pickup, "What are you doing here?" And David replied, "I'm looking for the beast." David Stone, 29, of San Diego, was wearing shorts and a t-shirt and carrying a yucca walking stick. It was the last time Stone was seen alive. 6 days after the encounter, David Stone was declared missing. "It was the most bizarre case I ever worked on," said the former Hidalgo County Sheriff Department, Bill Cavallari. "It was the strangest thing that ever happened around here. When Stone was declared missing, searchers turned out in force. Airplanes, bloodhounds, and ground teams scoured the countryside in New Mexico, Boot Hill, near the Arizona state line. Before his disappearance, Stone had been traveling from San Diego to El Paso to be the best man at a wedding for his best friend. When he didn't show up for the rehearsal, his father, a prominent businessman, was contacted. No one had seen his son. Officers in Hidalgo County had found his car parked at a cockeyed angle on the New Mexico's 80. His car was towed away. On November 10th, the search was called off. The bones, through medical records, affirmed that the remains were David Stone, but the cause of death and the time of death could not be determined. All right, hold on. This was out of sequence. On February 23rd, 1992, a hunting party spotted the bones in the granite outcropping about a mile west of the highway. It was thought to be animal bones at first, but one of the hunters worked his way down there, and the first thing he picked up was a jawbone, so he knew right away it was a human skeleton. The hunters said that the back of the skull was shattered. The sheriff's department gathered the bones and took dozens of photos, and it was confirmed that it was David Stone. The medical doctor said that David Stone did not sustain any injury at the time of his death, and no reason to believe that there was any trauma. But still missing are David's eyeglasses, his car keys, a driver's license, a gold chain, credit cards, and clothing, and the case still remains unsolved. Unsolved Mysteries featured his case as a part of an October 31st, 1990 episode, exactly 2 years after he vanished. What can you tell us?
I am not making light, okay, at all. And as much as we all want a really juicy murder to sink our teeth into, this was, unfortunately, bad decisions gone all to hell. He had a spiritualness to him that made him okay with being what's the word I'm looking for?
I want to just add
experimental.
Okay, I just want to add one other thing. They believe he joined a group called the New Movement.
Okay. The only thing that I can really say on this is there is such a thing as too many shrooms. Okay? I'm not making light of it, but when the person saw him and asked him where he was going, and he said looking for the beast, he was very much inebriated at that time, but not on alcohol. There was an experimental factor going on there, and he really was on, to a certain degree, on what you would call a pilgrimage. And this is an unfortunate ending to something that was never meant to be harmful to him. But he really was on that pilgrimage, at least in his own mind. He was killed by the elements. As far as the fracturing of the back of the skull, that honestly was simply from animals. Once he was done, as far as none of his belongings being on him, he dropped those here, there, everywhere. It was as if he was trying to get closer to whomever he was seeking. And when he says looking for the beast, he was looking for the beast within himself, something that he can confront. He's okay.
What?
Yeah. He's okay with him. He's fine.
Oh, he's okay.
No, he's right here. No, he's fine. It was the way it had to be. It was the ending. And that was it. It wasn't intended to be. That was not his intention when he went out there. But it is what it is. And there's nobody to blame for it. Can't even really blame him because he was on a journey. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I know, you can't sink your teeth into that, right? Yeah. But that's just what it was. You know, he took some mind-altering substances that would allow him to feel more on that journey, and it ended up not being the best idea. Because when you start walking out there, and he'd be the first to tell you now, if you could sit down and talk to him, it is really easy to lose your way. And that's exactly what he did. And even once the substances started to wear off, there was no way for him to find his way back. He keeps laughing and saying, I was a city boy. So was he a city boy?
He was from San Diego, I believe.
Because there's like lots of numbers around it.
Oh, he was a, oh my gosh. Yeah, he was an analyst. He was an analyst.
Explain it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you are right on. He was an analyst.
It's just something that, it's just, honestly, it's just something that happened.
I'm going to say, David Coffin, I took this information from a newspaper article from the Prescott from Arizona, and they had interviewed the sheriff's department, and that's where I got my information from. I read what you're typing, but I wanted to go with the news article because it was coming straight from the mouth of the sheriff's department, and they did say it was the hunters that had found him. But thank you anyway. Thank you for anyway. Yes, David, there was no foul play, except...
Some consider the hunters to be involved, because they weren't. I hope that never
No,
went
the
down.
hunters found his body, and they went down into this granite location and found the skeleton remains.
Okay. Yeah, because there was literally nobody involved in this but himself. This was never anybody's intention. He was not somebody that people didn't like. You know, he wasn't evil or mean or anything like that. He was just trying to find meaning. And roundabout sort of way he did. Just maybe not the way that you or I would want to find it. Does that make sense?
You know what? Okay, do you have anything else on it? Oh my goodness, do you have anything else on him?
No, just that he's happy. He's fine. It wasn't even painful, that's the thing. It's finally laid down, go to sleep, can try and wake up in the morning, see if I can't find my way out of here, and it just didn't happen.
So he got lost. Now, did you say he was taking some kind of a substance?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Okay. It was close to his first time doing it. Wasn't necessarily his first time, but he kind of overdid it. And this was what he was wanting to experience. He was wanting to experience that mind-altering opening of our subconscious and why are we here and where do we go from here and what is our purpose? And that's what he was wanting to experience. It just, in our way of looking at it as alive individuals, it backfired. And for him, yes, he's deceased now. Yes, he passed away because of it, but he found, in turn, that spiritualness that he was looking for. So he's okay.
Okay. We have a message for you, Vanessa.
Uh-oh.
Bridget Harrison. Yeah, from Bridget Harrison. Thank you, Royce. My mod sent me this message from Bridget Harrison. Noreen, we found Jackie. Let's get this info to Vanessa. All right. What did you find?
God, I wish I
And Vanessa sent. She also sent you a private message.
Cool.
Okay, there's the link. They think this is the killer. Now, she sent a link. However, I don't know what's wrong with my messages, Roy. When I go into my Facebook, all my messages are blank. But I can get you off my phone.
I'm looking right now.
Okay, see if you can pull up that link.
Whoa. Jackie Edward Bernett.
No.
Yeah. You see it? Shit, you can't see because of my... Okay, hold it. I'm going to turn this lamp off for just a second, and then maybe you'll be able to see it. Okay?
All right.
Hold on.
Yeah, I got you on full screen.
Mother trucker.
No. Gosh, it's so bright.
Let me turn my brightness down. That might help if I did that. Jeez.
Okay. Oh my God. No friggin' way. Oh my
I'm
God.
having to turn it so you can see it better,
I can see it right now. Okay, hold up.
Let me see.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh shoot. I wonder if I can take... That's amazing. Oh, okay guys. Oh, darn. All right, okay. Can you hold up your book? Hold up your notebook. Okay, we're 30. Look at that. That's friggin' amazing. All right, hold on, guys. We're 30-second delay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, she's showing the drawing now. We're on a 30-second delay. That's insane.
I don't know why
insane.
I made his head so big, though.
Oh, look at that. All right, read us the article. What do they say about this Jackie Bernett?
Let me see. Let me turn it back up because I can't see for shit. Hold it. Let me. I'm going to plug this back in. What the hell did I do? Hold on.
All right.
Y'all used to me cursing by now. Okay. Where's that plug in? Oh, got it.
Oh, one of our chatters, Movie Star Memory, says she remembers him from another case.
No.
Yeah.
Not one I did. Oh, there we go. Okay. Was it one I did? I don't remember him.
Okay, wait a minute. Yepers, I know him from another case link. I knew that name, she said.
Whoa. Okay, all this says Jackie Edward Bernett was booked in Unsorted, Florida. Let's see what it says on him. He's a sex offender.
Oh my God.
His address, out of state, Lawton, Oklahoma, Comanche County. Born in 1961.
All right, now wait a minute. When did this case... hold on. Let me... Okay, so...
This is on mugshots.com.
All right, this was little Nema, right?
Not Nemo, Nema.
Nema.
Nema was the fish.
Okay, so, but that was in 77.
So he'd have been 16.
Okay. How old is he now?
He's born in 61. October 28th, 61.
So he would have been...
Tomorrow's his birthday.
So he would have been 16.
Yeah,
All
tomorrow's
right.
his birthday.
Okay, that works.
No, did you just hear that? That's creepy. Tomorrow is his birthday.
And she... Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. This is crazy. Oh, wow.
Oh, bless him. Oh, this is a nasty picture of him. Bless them. They all sent links. I love y'all.
Does
I'm
this,
on my air conditioner here in a second. Man, it is hot in here.
well, if you put the air on, then we're going to get noise.
Oh, that's true.
You have to
Okay.
suffer. I'm sweating, so you have to too.
Oh, shit. Okay, let me turn my doohickey down. Ooh, yeah, this is him. Now, let me turn that. Gosh, I gotta
Okay.
go all the way down. Here we go. Come on, piece of shit.
No,
I miss
no.
my good phone. I'm just trying to pull this up real quick to show you what he looks like now. I guess that explains the big hair.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he looks like Sean Penn.
A little bit, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
he does. So that's what he looks like now. Wow.
Yuck. Oh, and he's wearing prison orange.
That's it. When was that picture taken, did they say?
Let me look here.
So he's in jail now.
I sure hope so. Let's see here. He was, okay, this is on mugshots.com again. Got birth date, release date, November 5th, 2010.
So he was released.
Let's see, okay. The offense date on January 24th, 2006 was, I don't know what this is an abbreviation of, interferes, there we go, with custody child under the age. That's odd, that's a little weird.
Christina Healy says he used to climb the church steeples to repair them.
Perfect view of people. Catholic churches.
Oh, and Royce just posted, sex offender found living within 2,000 feet of Lawton Elementary School.
Jeez. That is just sick.
Let's see.
I know, I'm looking to see if I can find anything else from this thing that they sent me.
Yeah, I put my notes down.
Oh, Bridget, honey, I just got your messages, sweetheart. Celeste, I will sure try and find it. And yes, you're a sweet, kind, and beautiful woman, too.
So he's,
yeah.
He was living within 2,000 feet of the Cleveland Elementary School. During his interview with police, Bernett admitted he had been living at the residence for around a year. Let's see, he was under arrest for one count of violating the Oklahoma sex offender registration. And that's where she was from, right? Oklahoma?
Lawton.
And that's where he was.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Yeah, Royce sent me the whole article. Wow.
I wish there weren't so many freaking weirdos in this world.
That's amazing that you picked up on that.
I wish it was all that easy. But he's just like, he's not here. I'm not saying that. But, you know, when I see him, he's just like right there.
And
I don't know why I gave him such big hair, but...
Yeah. Donna said he's still offending. He's still doing it.
Oh, absolutely. Given any opportunity, that man will offend. I don't think that he was that type of offender at the time of Nema's disappearance, but he was starting out. He was like a fledgling.
Okay, if he was so at that time that he put the little girl in the refrigerator, he was not a sex offender?
I don't feel that he was. He was starting out, but had not went that far. He was an offender, but he wasn't a sex offender. Not like this.
Oh, thanks, River Culver. He sent me the message as well. Unfortunately, I can't open this from my phone. I don't know my phone that well enough yet.
Mine sucks.
That's amazing. Amazing. Oh, okay. Wow. When we start airing those shows on Monday nights, I just can't wait. You guys, I'm going to put up a playlist of these episodes. Where are you? Let me talk to the people. The viewers. I'm going to put up a playlist for these episodes. This is show, I think, number 4. And I'm really I'm 3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I feel like I've done like 10 shows with you. I'm really excited about airing these shows on Unsolved Mysteries with Vanessa. I've had a really great time doing these. We have one more case to talk about. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on. All right. Now this case, unfortunately, I could not find any pictures. I couldn't find anything. Well, wait a minute. I did. I'm sorry. I found 2 pictures related to the case. You know, these cases are really hard to find pictures. All right, this case is on Cherylyn Hawkley, age 22, October 31st, 1993. The beloved elementary school teacher, Cherylyn Hawkley, was found strangled in a ghoulish Halloween murder on October 31st, 1993. For 22 years, Cherylyn Hawkley's unsolved murder has haunted everyone who knew and loved her. On October 29, 1993, in Granite Bay, a quiet bedroom community of Sacramento, it's the most fun party day of the year at Eureka Elementary, and the popular Miss Hawkley is enjoying the Halloween festivities with her class of 5th graders. Hawkley's life was suddenly about to be cut tragically short at the age of 39. She was last seen at the school about 4:30 or so. Nothing out of the ordinary. Some students and teachers saw her, and that's about it. said the Placer County Sheriff's Office Detective Byron Madison, and nobody would see her alive again. Her boyfriend was looking for her, and she was looking for her because she didn't come home. He went to the school, he called the family, and he reported her missing. Her ex-husband, 3 children, are also worried and trying not to be alarmed. 2 days later, less than a mile from the Eureka Elementary, a Placer County deputy on patrol in the area discovered a vehicle in the wooded area. He goes up to check the vehicle and finds Miss Hawkley deceased, half clothed in the back of the minivan. She had been strangled with a rope. Tests were done to see if she had also been sexually assaulted, but it was inconclusive. Results of the autopsy indicated that Hawkley was killed within 24 hours of her disappearance. The hunt for Cherylyn Hawkley's killer begins and goes on for more than 2 decades. All right, what can you tell us?
It was 2 teenage boys, and the reason that they're not going to find, or the reason it was inconclusive, was because they used condoms. So, without spermicide. So they can't really say that yes, that they've got that to put on somebody. The 2 perpetrators that did this, because it was 2, they have actually committed additional crimes in the area, and I do believe, based on other evidence that the police have by way of hair and fibers and other things, that they are going to find out who did this. But they were 2 teenage boys, and they were at the local high school. And that's all I've got. And I wish I had more.
But how were they able to lure her?
Because they were students. And I actually believe that they were previous students of hers. If not hers, they knew of her, or knew her, and she knew them. This was not a stranger situation. This was not somebody that she didn't know. This was, I believe, 2 kids needing to ride home or somewhere. And it was 2 boys. They were teenagers. Again, one of those situations where you don't believe you're in any danger. And she would have never, she was an attractive woman, what I'm seeing. She had long brown hair, not model beautiful, but an attractive woman. And it was one of those situations where there was just no rhyme or reason to it. There was no foreshadowing of it. There was no warning of it at all. Not to her. But they knew exactly what they were doing. It wasn't spur of the moment. It was kind of like she was singled out.
Are you getting any images of these killers?
One.
Okay.
You gotta open up the pen before you use it. Go me. I Do you hear that water?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Do you have water going?
No, honey, I don't.
It has been the entire show.
I thought I thought it was coming from your end.
I don't have any water going, but I have heard it the entire show.
All right, let's see. David Coffin says, and they already have taken old evidence collected over the past 22 years, including the rope she was strangled with, and submitted it for fresh DNA analysis. They hope will ensnare their suspect. So I think they have somebody in mind.
I sure hope so, but it's 2 of them.
David Coffin also says they are also painstakingly sifting through what they call the murder book. Thank you, David.
What is the murder book?
I don't
That
know.
sounds cool.
David, what's a murder book? Yeah, I did read that. They think that they know who did it.
Good.
But that's all they're saying.
Good. If they don't let anything out, then they've got a better chance of getting this person. Persons. That is honestly how they're going to get them, is they're going to slip up. The guy that I'm seeing has darker hair. It's going to look like it's black because I'm using a black pen, but it leans more towards dark brown. Not blue-black.
All right. Tammy, thank you. We love you too. B3 Airspace says, tell Vanessa I didn't see it now, but behind her I saw a spirit by her stove 2 times.
What did we talk about earlier, Nuri?
Yeah. B3 Airspace. Oh, okay. Do you have a description of what the spirit looked like? Was it male or female? And Donna says it's a he. Donna, are you saying it's a he? Thank goodness for my phone. Because I don't know what happened, why I can't get... Okay, Royce, my mod, Royce Hinman says, it's the clues and facts from the entire case. Everything known about a case is a murder book. Thanks, Royce.
Thank you, Royce. I'm almost done.
Oh, B3 says it's a female with long hair. Is that right?
But she's older. But I'm older too, and I've got long hair, so it's okay. It's all good. Y'all can see I'm a natural blonde too. Can you see that? I need to do these roots. Oh my stars! Look at that shit. What the hell?
That's all right.
Ugh. Yuck. Yeah, blonde just don't suit me. I'm just not. It's great for others, me not so much.
Donna said, yes, he's in his mid-30s and white guy obsessed with her. He's crazy.
I need to get in line. You know? I got some Fruit Loops out there. You should see some of the shit I'm getting lately. Like, really? Kiss your mother with that mouth? Ugh. Okay, this is how I see the guy today. So, I'm doing the hair, and remember, I'm not good at hair.
This is one of the murderers?
This is the only one I can see. But there's 2.
B3 says the female spirit is protecting you.
Okay, so let me turn off this light so y'all can see it, okay? Shit.
Okay.
It's my mug. Ah! Okay. Can you see?
Oh, yes. This is one of the teenage boys?
But not as a teenager. This is how he would look now.
Wow.
Now he looks like he's going bald on top.
Wow. Are you picking up a name by any chance?
Stephen.
Stephen?
Mm-hmm. Whether it's the last name or the first name, I'm not certain. the name of the other person that he's got with him. Excuse me, I burped.
Wow.
But that's how I see him now. And he's living. So, but he would have been much younger.
Yeah, so Phil M says he looks like a perv.
I think so too. I think so too. But, you know, I think he's passable. You know, I don't think that he is squeaky clean with the law, but his offenses that they might have on him would be minor. You know, they'd be minor. Nothing that would stand out. But that's who I see. I keep wanting to look at your picture and thinking you're going to look back at me.
Oh.
As a still shot, so you're not looking back at me. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't want to. Because if I put the video on, then I'm going to be in that picture with you, and you know. Wow, that's crazy. That's amazing.
Well, I hope I'm right, and I hope they get it, because I think that family deserves, you know, some semblance of peace. You know, I can't even imagine having to go this long and not know who did this or why they did it. And they're really not going to get a good answer to the why, but at least they can know the who. You know, and maybe something can be done about it.
Wow.
But, well, I mean, something can be done about it. As long as they've got the evidence, you know, there's no, like we talked about earlier, there's no statute of limitations on murders. So the person would go down. But he's just one of those creepy people. Now, like I said, I don't think he's got a big police record. I'm not feeling a big police record at all. But he does have some run-ins, brushes with the law.
Okay. Wow. Okay, well,
and what they can do with that, have at it, you know. I don't know. The last time I sent stuff to a police department, I don't know what they did with it, and that was in Jersey. So I don't have a whole lot to send them with this. Yeah. But if anybody wants to, feel free.
Wow.
You know, go for it. But I think they will get them. I really do. Wow. And there's not a whole lot of times you can say that, but I do think they will.
Wow, that's amazing. Everybody, don't go away, because I'm going to be calling Dave Spinx on the phone. When Vanessa, when we're finished with the show, I'm going to be calling live Dave on the phone, and he's going to talk with us and tell us where he's at.
Well, tell Dave I said hi.
I will. Vanessa, it was absolutely fascinating. Don't forget, if those who came in late, if they didn't hear the announcement, Vanessa and I will be airing twice a month shows on Unsolved Mysteries. And I'm really looking forward to that.
And can I make an announcement, Noreen?
Yes.
Okay. After we did the last show, was that July, maybe? I don't know. After we did the last show, not a lot of people know this, and I actually just told Noreen today, bless her, I didn't want to overwhelm her. But in 24 hours, basically overnight, I got 700 requests for readings. 700 requests for readings. I don't know about y'all. I'm assuming you're all like me and you've got jobs, you know. I work a lot at dental assisting. And I love to do this, and I love to help people. But when I wasn't able to get to all of them, I got some really nasty messages. Basically attacking me for not being able to draw up my life and talk to somebody. And I understand the frustration, but I can't do that. That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. I will do readings, but I will do them for 30 minutes on my time when I can, because I'm a mom. I'm a single mom with a full-time job, and I'm trying to start 2 to businesses that have absolutely nothing to do with this. I've never really made money off of this, and I've never cared to, but I will start charging $15 for 30 minutes. So anyone who does want a reading or a tarot reading, I will do that, but I will set up a PayPal account, and that's going to be the only way that I can start weeding through things, because it didn't stop. And some of the messages were really mean. You know, so I've talked with Noreen about this, and she agrees and supports me in that. So bless you, love y'all, and I hope I didn't make too many people mad with that, but I have to because this is really taxing. I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to bed.
Oh, yeah. Vanessa, honey, thank you so much. I so enjoy these shows with you.
I do too, hon. I do. And I love y'all. Okay? And I guess I need to pop off here so you can get Dave on, hun.
Yeah, and we'll be, I guess, in November or December or even January, if you want to start after the holidays, we'll start doing those Monday shows.
That sounds great, darling. You just keep me posted, okay?
I will. Thank you so much. Good night, Vanessa. Thank you, honey.
Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Good night. Whoops. Oh, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show. Look, I'm going to call Dave. I just want to say one thing before I call Dave. I'm also going to be doing some giveaways, and I don't know if you can see this or not. Can you see that? Okay, I have the calendar, 2017 calendar with my information on there, and I also have this other little thing. It's cute. It'll remind you to watch my shows, and you can put both of these on your refrigerator. So I'm going to be giving those away. I wasn't prepared to do it tonight, but I will start because I've got about 10 of these calendars, and starting for the holidays next month, I'll start giving giveaways. Also want to tell you guys we have some awesome guests coming up. Next Thursday, Reverend Christine Rake, we're going to be talking about paranormal phenomena and the science of spirituality. And then on November 10th, we are airing a show on parasite entities. And then on the 17th, you guys aren't going to believe this. I have a doctor, Craig, and I forget his last name. I just got the okay from him. He's coming on the show. They are experimenting with ITC, with spirit communication. I'm so excited about that show. I can't stand it. And then, so anyway, I'm going to call Dave on the phone right now. So hold on, everybody. See if they might get on Skype with me. All right, hold on. I also want to thank my moderators tonight, Royce Hinman, Annie, Sweet Annie, and Crystal Triplet. Thanks, guys. I don't know if I'm going to have time. You probably won't even hang around so I can do shout-outs. Let me call Dave. All right, I'm calling him. Yeah, I know, Janet. He told me to call him.
Hey, this is Dave. Leave me a message.
I told him I was going to call him about 8 o'clock.
Please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Dave, I'm calling you live from our show. I thought you would answer the phone. I'm going to be doing some shout-outs. So if you want to call me back, okay? All right, bye. Okay, so let's do some shout outs. Maybe Dave will call back. I think he was going to get on Skype with me, and we were going to talk with all three of them, David Weatherly, Sean Austin, and Dave. So they're involved right now. So let's do some shout outs. Again, thank you all so much for joining us. I want to wish you all a happy Halloween. I'm so excited about Monday. All the scary movies that are going to be out there. I'm going to really enjoy that. All right, so let's do some shout outs. Again, I want to thank my mods, Unique Annie, Royce, and Crystal Triplet. Thank you, guys. All right, let's do shout outs. Unique Annie, Astral Virgin, Darlene Schitzsnyder, Aaron Brody, Astral Virgin, Janet Wolf, Phil M, Carrie W, Nancy Soplavita, Coyote S, Andrew Cox, Charmy Vapes, Beat 3 Airspace, Bridget Harrison, Jen L, Andrew Cox, Gasovic, aka Matt. Matt, is that you, Matt, that did the show with me? Melissa Gerber. Oh yeah, I do, Melissa. It's the last cat I just rescued that meows all the time. Joyce Lynn, Zoe Small, Elaine Michael, Joanne Dion, Fritz Ginsbury. Oh, hold on. Oh, what's the message? What's the message, Royce? Susie Townsend, Chippa Yvette Bassett. Oh, okay, Matt. Lucid Wolf, Bridget Harrison, Donna Gorton. Thank you, guys. Janice Balt, Desert Deity, Yvette Sanchez. Anybody else? Applewood? Oh, okay, hold on. Oh. Oh. All right, hold on. Oh my God, there they are. Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi. You guys are live. Yes, you guys are live.
Yeah. Cool. Hey everybody.
Oh my God. This is awesome. So tell me, where are you tonight?
We are at Revenant Acres. We have returned to the spot that Dave and I did last year that was just completely off the hook. This is, you guys are going to get sick of hearing this, but I was telling Sean, because this is his first time here, I told the viewers, 40 years doing this, Noreen, this is one of the most unsettling places I've ever been. There's something very wrong about this place. And this is the location where I was bit the last time that Dave and I were here.
You were bit?
I was bitten.
And
something bit through my jeans on the leg.
Oh my God. What were you doing at the time? What were you doing at the time that you were bitten? What was this? Did you provoke or something?
Well, we sort of did. We had something coming through a spirit box that was being real kind of smart with us, and as a result, I went in the front room and sat down on a piano bench while Dave was in the back room running the spirit box. We asked him questions, and when it got one of the questions wrong, it seemed to get very angry and came up under the piano bench and tried to tip me off. And when that happened, is when this incident, something hit the inside of my leg, and later on when I checked it, there were teeth marks on there.
Oh my God.
So, and already tonight we've had it's been really unbelievable. The house has been shaking. I mean, you can physically feel the entire house shaking. Sean, your first time here, talk about it a little, man.
Yeah, no, the first walkthrough, I felt the negativity as soon as I walked into the main rooms in the first floor, that one upstairs. It's not a big house, so there's not really many places to go, and this place effed up. And when we first started to investigate, immediately we were getting nasty responses to the floor shaking on the first floor, and I was filming and this and that, and then we go up to the floor upstairs, and the floor is shaking again. It's taunting us and saying evil things, and I was just feeling just really nasty. I just felt the energy coming off the spirit box. Something was trying to infiltrate all of us. Even him having something, he was feeling some sort of pressure or pain. Not exactly burning or anything, but like pressure on the back of the neck. But I don't know if anyone else knows about that. We all have chakra points. One of them is at the back of your neck. I mean, you have one here, on your stomach, and so forth. These are places where the demonic or evil spirits can try to get inside you and try to infiltrate you. And later on, we were just, he handed me the spirit box. He started hearing ringing in his ears, which I don't know, which I've read about.
Spinx did, yeah.
Loud ringing in your ears. They say that something's trying to seriously communicate with you, and I think he was trying to infiltrate him a little bit. And he's like, "Sean, take the spirit box because I'm feeling off." I took it, and I immediately started to feel it creeping up on me, and the half side of my face just started to feel like numb and like hot, and I felt this like creepy eeriness and like pressure on my stomach, and I even put it down, and I said, "No, you're not allowed to touch me," and I said, "I cover myself with the blood of Jesus Christ, and I fear no evil." And I'm just like, we decided we came back in here, and I was like, Dave has triple blessed holy water. I was like, I'm putting some on. I probably should all put holy water on. So we're sitting here, I put mine on, and I started to feel a lot better. And then they were putting themselves on. We were standing right here in this room, and there's this little doorway right here in the corner over here, and I just randomly looked over here, and I saw a half face of some evil man's face. Terrified me. I said, "You have to be effing kidding me." And we freaked out. We go in there. The ovulus goes off and immediately says, "Pray," and then evil. Right after that. That's basically what we were doing.
And then it said devil's minion.
Yeah, but then it also said, what did it say?
It ran.
It ran.
It said
holy, and then ran.
Yeah. Now, there are possessions that have taken place in this home. That's documented. At least two of them are. Mm-hmm. And very disturbing.
So
that, and the story goes on so far. David wasn't feeling good, so he went outside for a minute. Me and Sean were in the other room, and we were getting some weird stuff, and something told me to check my digital recorder in my pocket. So I just pulled it out, and it's on, and I didn't even know it. So I hit the play button, and all of a sudden you start hearing all these crazy, growling EVPs talking about, "You better pray," and all this weird shit. We were just listening to it when he called us. So we're going to play that back for folks in a little bit.
Right before that, we were watching on the DVR cameras, and there was all this activity in the mirror in the room where this entity where Sean had seen this entity, and it looked like something was trying to manifest in the mirror.
Yeah, there's definitely something bad in here. We don't know what it is, but it's bad. Oh, and it made references to.
It said hail,
a demon name.
Yeah.
And we asked something something told me to ask if there was some kind of artifact or if there was some kind of conjuring done on this property. It said a hole and in the cistern. So I don't know. I have a strong feeling that some kind of witchcraft was practiced.
Well, this place was a drug house at one point, so
we have a ton of people watching. Do you have, what is the history on, it's Revenant Acres? What is the history on it?
There's not much history. That's one of the things that's kind of fascinating about it. It's built in the 1800s. They've tracked down the original builder of the house, which, curiously enough, the family name was Van Meter. Anybody that knows much about cryptids and other Fortean topics, that's going to be a familiar name. I don't have time to go into that now, but look up the Van Meter visitor that happened in Iowa. I did some research after Dave and I were here the first time and discovered that the Van Meter family that was in Iowa moved from Indiana. So that's not an absolute proof that it was from this house, but that's a really weird synchronicity. In terms of Revenant Acres itself, they really don't know much about owners between the original ones and the current day. It was abandoned for a long time. It was a drug flop house for a while. It was known as being a spot of drug use and high crime. And beyond that, there's really just not a whole lot known. The room that's upstairs, So they had the walls and the walls and the ceiling and everything painted black. So at some point they were doing some really strange things up there.
And as far as the paranormal claims from many other groups here, a lot of women claim they have been touched, groped, scratched, and of course David being bitten by something unseen. A lot of shadow figure play, and there's 2 reported possessions in this place. And there is footage of one of them.
There is, yeah, and it's just, he contorts his arm completely backwards, his eyes are dilated.
Oh my God.
He's speaking and drooling, and it sounds like his voice is actually layered with 2 voices.
Yeah.
It sounds very eerie.
It's creepy
It
as
looks
hell.
legit. I mean, and from us actually being here right now, my first time, it's legit bad.
And I should also add, I mean, that team that was present and filmed that footage, at least part of them are law enforcement.
Yep.
So, you know, the kind of raises the veracity level of
The
that
validity,
whole,
absolutely.
So,
How is this a mansion? I mean, is this place huge? No?
No, it's
Very small.
tiny. What we're standing in now was added on. This is a kitchen. So the original farmhouse that was built by the first owner did not have a kitchen. I'll try to pan around. You can see a little bit. This is the newer add-on of the house.
Oh.
2 other rooms. But it's really, it's really run down. You know,
the second story is just one room.
yeah, and I don't even know how it became that there was a haunting here, unless people that lived here told folks, and it, was passed through other people.
Well, it's got to be linked to some degree with the drug use, and there could have been some satanic links to some of the drug use, and the drug use alone. And I don't know, but the things that we've been getting lean towards some people might have been tortured or killed here.
Well, the first time that Dave and I were here, we got a lot of references, particularly upstairs, to various kinds of drug use, to sexual abuse, to a lot of different things. So, the stuff we're getting tonight already sort of hooked into that.
Yeah. I mean, I have a friend who I trust who has abilities, because I have abilities too, and it's good to have somebody who you trust who has abilities too. And she actually picked up on some stuff when I just posted a picture of the house standing in front. She's like, you have a woman in there. She's really angry at men because she was tortured and killed on the property, and she was tied up, and she didn't know about the biting of David, but she had said that she will bite. It's the only thing that she was able to do when she was tied up with men who were torturing and brutalizing and raping her.
Oh my
And then she'll
God.
bite right by a doorway that was significant.
Yeah, it happened right at a doorway.
Right. So the piano bench sits right beside a doorway that leads up to the second level.
Well, the biting, that makes sense. How did this house get the name Revenant?
I'm not sure. I think the owners that took it over for Paranormal named it that.
Oh, interesting. And nobody lives in this house, but it's up for investigations.
It's not livable. They're not livable conditions here. There's no running water.
Even if there was running water, I don't think it's livable conditions.
It's extremely haunted.
We need a lot more deeper cleaning. To live here.
So what are you guys doing tonight?
A little bit of everything. We're running Frank's box, different various spirit boxes, ovuluses, various ones of those. We're running, we have millimeters set up. We have just every device you can think of in the paranormal, basically. We got a FLIR camera we'll be doing some filming with, and some other cameras. Just you name it, just trying to document paranormal evidence.
This place is intense. I mean, I know when I walk into a property because some of my abilities and stuff like that, and I mean, I'm still in shock with everything that's happened so far. I'm pretty much in shock.
Wow.
It's pretty, it's good.
Yeah, we've been at it for a while. We've been here since 5:30, and so we've been at it for quite a while. And this place it really is intense, and it starts wearing on you. But we're going to go for a while still. We've got some more work.
Yeah, Wilson.
My voice.
Oh,
God. We were using a spirit box. And I'm a musician. I'm very keen on sounds and stuff. Like, I know things. Like, I don't even remember what we were doing. Do you remember exactly? Like, I was saying something. I might have even actually trying to say if there are women here who were brutalized.
Yeah,
you need to find peace.
you were
You
getting
know,
response.
I feel like that's my obligation to help. And I was starting to say, like, if there's any women that were tortured here, if anyone killed and they're innocent, you should find peace for your soul, find a new destiny. And all of a sudden, this thing, like, just screamed to the spirit box. I had to listen back to it because I was actually, like, using my periscope at the same time. And I know you were filming here, but it yelled out something, and it, like, literally copied my voice to a T, 100%.
Wow.
It was unbelievable. I've never experienced that firsthand before. I've heard about that happening.
Yeah.
And it laughed right after that.
It did. It sounded exactly like Sean. He said,
Wow.
"That's my voice." And I said, "Who mimicked Sean?" And the response was, "Ha ha."
Oh my God. Oh, wow. Now this is, what are you guys doing tomorrow night now, Friday night?
Friday night we got a public event. So, we're always getting requests from people that want to investigate with us or, see us at events and things like that. We're going to be at Octagon Hall in Kentucky, another place that's really off the hook. And, I encourage anybody who's in the area or can make it out there to come and check it out. We'll be doing all kinds of stuff. There's a live broadcast for Fate Magazine Radio that Chase Kletsky and myself will be hosting. And then we'll do a live stream if we can. There's a few other guests showing up, and it's going to be a really cool event. And that place is just insane. The Octagon Hall itself, high level of activity. The building literally is an octagon. It has history dating back to the Civil War period. And on the property, there are slave quarters which are haunted. There are, I believe, 2 cemeteries which are haunted. And here's another kicker. The property itself has a large number of Bigfoot sightings on the property. The whole region has a high number of UFO sightings.
Oh my God.
It sounds like we're going into one of these vortex areas that just is off the chain in terms of high weirdness, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too.
You know what? I never heard about the Bigfoot sightings there.
Oh,
Oh my God! So how long is your trip this time? What are you doing on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday?
Well, we're at an undisclosed location.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, we can tell them kind of what it is. It's a jail. We'll be staying in a jail that's never really been professionally investigated for 2 whole days and nights, and we'll be live almost the whole time. So we're looking forward to that too. We're going to be sleeping in the cells.
Oh wow!
Voluntarily.
Are you gonna?
That's not good history, and you never know with us. You guys keep a watch on the SOS Facebook page and so forth. There might be a couple of surprises along the way.
And you'll be streaming.
We're going to pop up at.
That's right.
Yeah, will you be streaming live the rest of the week?
Yes.
Okay. All right, well, just let us know, and I'll be posting for you. Hey, guys, thanks so much for coming on the show. They're loving it. And everybody, head on over to Society of the Supernatural on YouTube.
Yeah, we're live right now, guys, so come on over and join us in the chat and see what's going on in this creepy place.
We'll give just a couple of minutes for you guys to say your goodbyes and jump over there, and Dave, you're going to play some of these weird EVPs with the recorder in your pocket.
In my pocket.
So, check them out.
Okay, I'm going to send them over.
Thanks, guys.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye. Thank you.
All right.
Nice to see you guys. Stay safe.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. That was awesome. Awesome. Okay, guys, so go on over to the Society of Supernatural. They're doing their live show. Revenant Acres is an extremely haunted location. I guess do you want me to finish out the shout-outs? Does anybody, you want me to finish them out? And whoever's left, I'll just do a shout-out. Movie Star Memories, April Wood, Lisa Knox. Hi, Lisa. Melissa Gerber. Chipper, Janelle, Elaine Michael, Nancy Soplavita. Anybody else want to shout out before I shut down? Because I know you're all going to, Aaron Brody, I know you're all going to go over there and watch Dave's show. David Coffin. Oh, thanks, David. Thank you for your help and your input. Judith Wilburn. Don't forget, I hope you join. Oh, hi, Joey. I haven't seen you in a long time. Joey the Darkwater, Starry Night. Don't forget, next Thursday I got a great show with Reverend Christina Rake. Should be really interesting. Kata Moon. Hi, Kata Moon. Anybody else want to shout out before I shut down? Also, a happy Halloween to everyone. Be safe. Cindy Burke. Bridget Harrison. Miller. Katniss Plays. Who's me? Oh, okay. Tammy Morrison, Jill 9001, Crystal Triplet. There's my Royce again. And where's my Annie? I did Carrie Y. I thought I did. Aaron Brody, me in the shot. Okay, Tammy Morrison, BCH Bounds. Jimmy, you're still there. Hi, honey. We love you, Jimmy. Jimmy's been through a lot. I See Lies, The Unseen Scene. Q Mummy Moose. River. Jenny Jacobs. We had a huge crowd tonight. Yeah, Tammy, honey, Tammy Morrison. I did say hi to you. Okay, everybody. Phil M. Everybody. I think I said good night. I think I did the shout outs now for everybody. Yes, I see lies. Okay, so Kashahara Metzger. Okay, Applewood. Father Thomas. Also, if you haven't signed up for show reminders, go to ParanormalZone.tv and there's a little tab for show reminders. Send me your email and I'll send out show reminders. Darlene, I think I ruined, I could not pronounce your last name. Schneider. Okay, guys. So go head on over to Dave's show. He'll be waiting for you. It should be really good because that place is extremely haunted. I'll be going over there after I get something to eat. Don't forget if Angelique Kavanaugh. Hi, Angelique. Chris Bailey. Also, if you haven't subscribed to my show, if you subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Don't forget to give the show a like if you liked it, Anybody else before I close out? I love you guys. Group hug. Have a safe weekend. And I'm looking forward to the weekend. And I'm looking forward to Halloween night. All right, my scary movies. Not that I haven't. Oh my God, I don't know if you guys ever watched the Classic Turner movie channel. Tonight, I think it's tonight, around 1 o'clock in the morning, they're playing the original Thing with James Arness. It's from 1955. That is an amazing, creepy movie. I saw it when I was a little kid, and oh my God! If you ever watch the TCM classic Turner, they have some really good old scary movies. They're awesome. Okay, everybody. Oh, Tammy Sifford. All right, I'm gonna say goodnight, everybody. I love you. Hope to see you next week, next Thursday for another great show. It's gonna be. Christina Rake is part of the Mensa. She belongs to Mensa. She's extremely intelligent, and you're gonna have to have an open mind for the show next Thursday. She does talk about God, and she is she studied she's a theologian, but she's extremely intelligent, and we will take a lot of your questions as well. But it's all on the paranormal phenomena and science and spirituality, okay? So everybody, with that, I'm going to say good night, and thank you all. I love you guys. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Good night. Thank you.